Hey everyone, welcome back with Bean O'Mac. Last month I did a top 10 list on my favorite professional wrestlers to play as in the AKI Corporation created games, so this month's ranking list will be my personal top 10 favorite arenas to play in the AKI games. Although mostly backdrops, and some might say it doesn't matter where you fight as it's the same ring with a different background, but if anyone ever says that, they clearly don't understand pro wrestling, since presentation is one of the key factors to the industry as a whole. With that out of the way, if you want to see more AKI content, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of the AKI content every Sunday. Let's go! For those who have played Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, you'll know that none of the arenas are that exciting. In Japan, wrestling is all about steak with little sizzle, and that's fine. But once you've seen one Japanese venue, you've likely seen all the options they have. That translated very well into Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, with all the rings looking identical, but a slightly different look to the stadiums themselves. Except for one, that is. The Tokyo Dome with the stage. This one arena is the most unique arena in the whole AKI series because of the stage being directly tied to the ring itself. It's always the arena I choose in this game once I unlock it, and while I'd like to say more, it really is just because of that ramp, honestly. Well, Virtual Pro Wrestling 2's ramp was a draw for that stage. In the first Virtual Pro and World Tour, the draw for the arenas were the rings themselves. See, they all took place in the same stadium, but they were all exaggerated ring designs with awesomely bright color schemes and logos. I think one of the best of these is the World Championship Wrestling ring, being based off of the early 90s look, even though it isn't a one-to-one conversion. Add in the red and blue posts, and it stands out even more, but the lack of stage and authenticity drags this one down in my case. So, number 9, it rests. I've said before, I'm not the biggest WCW fan, but I've got to give credit where it's due. They certainly had some of the best stage designs and arena themes ever in wrestling. Bash at the Beach sticks out to me as they nailed the theming down perfectly. This arena also has the added benefit of not looking awful when you fight in it too. See, most arenas in Revenge look like absolute poop soup when you leave the stage, but not Bash at the Beach. Does it look like the stage you walked out on? No. But it still is the best conversion and keeps the integrity of the arena intact. Along with that, the drums and soundtrack that play in this arena complement it perfectly, making this one of the best arenas in a WCW game, period. This was a tough choice. See, I think Bash at the Beach has a better presentation looks-wise, but that Starrcade theme in Revenge is legendary. It bumps up the arena itself because of it. And this is also one of the arenas that looks best after the stage transition too. Nowhere near perfect though, so the best I can do is lucky number 7 here and praise it as the best arena in Revenge. Around 2000 is when the WWF really started upping their arena and stage game. Thankfully, AKI was able to recreate some of these, including the Royal Rumble 2000 that took place in the famous Madison Square Garden. The street vibe is what really sells it here. I don't know what crime and graffiti or the hood, so to say, has to do with the Royal Rumble, but it ended up creating a masterpiece of an arena. The only reason it didn't crack the top 5 is because the next few arenas, in my opinion, are just too sweet. But make no mistake here, the Royal Rumble 2000 has nothing to be ashamed of. I know I said 2000 was what ramped up the stages, but looking back, I feel like Survivor Series 1999 was what really started the consistent great stage presence of the WWE. This arena featured the official debut of Kurt Angle with a massive stage, a satisfying purple grate with a countdown Minitron in the back. When you fight on the stage, it is absolutely massive, and I think they made it bigger in the game than they did in real life, but maybe my memory's just fading. Let me know down below. To add to the amazing stage, we also have just an overall great logo for the event, as well as that it ties together the arena and gives it an unforgettable look. The WWE really went all out in Madison Square Garden. They really know how to take this stinky little arena and make the theming of it stand out every single time. This time with SummerSlam 98, it was the highway to hell, with Stone Cold defending his WWF title belt against The Undertaker. We get to see the detail of the gates opening and closing every time someone walks out, which always made it stand out in my mind. The royal red look with the red aprons attached made it even more unique, and the logo of the event is one of the best in the pay-per-view's history as well. This is one of the few stages in WrestleMania 2000 that allows you to go up to the entrance of the arena. Overall, this venue stands out for so many reasons that it has to be in the top 4. This was also tough. WrestleMania 2000 had amazing arenas, and picking between SummerSlam and Survivor Series was a real challenge. I think overall though, the Deadly Games of 1998 fit better with the overall theme and name of Survivor Series than the Highway to Hell match featured for SummerSlam that year. The real-life 1998 Survivor Series also didn't look this good as it had a weird curve to the entranceway. The developers at AKI actually made this arena better than it was in real life. They gave it a blue theme to the ramp, made the entranceway straight, and really took advantage of the flaming pillars on the side of the entrances too. Overall, it's what AKI added that made me choose Survivor Series 98 over SummerSlam 1998. Let me know in the comments your thoughts though. Some of you may look at this entry and scoff. After all, this incarnation of the stage has been featured in many a wrestling game, and might seem generic for some, but I feel like the WWE used to be great at creating the best weekly show stages before they went to the universal designs we see nowadays. Raw and SmackDown used to be on par with the pay-per-view sets, if not better. Either way, if you are surprised at this pick, then number 1 will absolutely shock you. I promise that this isn't a scam, but let's get back on topic. More so than the SmackDown Fist, the Ovaltron is one of my favorite arena designs the WWF ever had, and I think No Mercy showcases it best. The blue lighting and the blue metal grates is phenomenal. One of the most satisfying shapes featured for a show as well. It's simple, but it creates one of the most memorable stage designs for me personally. The ringside area with the blue ropes and the blue scratch logo puts it on a league of its own as well. Raw always has the industrial look to it, but at the time SmackDown felt like the wave of the future, and even the matchup screen is so appealing to just look at. There is nothing I don't like about this arena or comes off as lazy, so it has to be my number 2 pick for this list. I can hear some of you now. You must be thinking how crazy I am for putting in what y'all must think is a bland arena. Well, you are right that it does just have the same stadium background as the other arenas in World Tour, and I did complain about the blandness of stadiums earlier in the list. However, this arena, I think with everything considered, is the most unique look in all of the AKI series. The wood paneled floor is only something shown off in one other game in a far inferior arena in my opinion. The logos and the colors give this arena the feeling of independence, just like the name of the promotion. It reminds me more of a gym than a traditional wrestling stadium, which considering it is an independent promotion, fits the vibe perfectly. It stands out much more than the other 3 arenas in the game overall, and with that satisfying color scheme, makes it my favorite arena design in the AKI games, period. My undisputed champion, my number 1 choice for this list. With that though, it's the end of the video. Thanks for joining me, and let me know your list in the comments below. I'm positive it will be much different than mine, but I'd love to see what you guys look for in arena design. Like and subscribe for weekly AKI videos, as there are new rankings, playthroughs, reviews, and comparisons every single Sunday. Ring the bell to be notified of daily content on the channel, and above all else, please remember to have a nice day.